may I say good morning to each and every one of you. And it is a pleasure for me to have the opportunity to say welcome to you. I know that when you come in the house of the Lord, you feel welcome. You feel okay. But it's good to hear someone say it to you. So I want you to sit back in your seats, relax, and feel that you're among friends, not strangers, among Christians, and not let the devil get the best of you. So welcome to the 10th Street Baptist Church Senior Information and Assistance Ministry. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Williams. The next we have will be the introduction of the mayor, and we were not certain whether Pastor Durant was going to be able to be here due to the situation concerning his mother, so we left that blank, but we are blessed because Sister Williams is here.
Amen.
She will not be introducing someone she just met as that person came in the door, but she will be introducing the person that she has known maybe just all of her lives. And that would mean that Sister Williams can introduce our mayor. She's fully qualified. So all I want you to say is, go, Curly, go.
Go, Curly, go.
And I'm going to disappoint you, and I'm not going to go. But it is an honor for me to have the opportunity to introduce to you, present to some, the mayor of Washington, D.C. Now, I've known her, she has known me. Her father and I know each other much better. But to you that are seated before her and before me, if you watch television, if you listen to the radio, or if you follow the people down at the district building, then you know the mayor. You know her work. You know all the good things that she does. And I could not think of a better person to come and talk, well, bring you greetings, because you know the senior ministry bring you information, and we assist you. We do everything that we possibly can. And I think this is the best information that we could really bring you, and that is the mayor of Washington, D.C. So at this time, I present to you our mayor, and let's stand and give her a hand. Thank you. Mayor Miriam Bowers.
Well, good morning, everybody. Let's give a big hand to Commissioner Curly Williams. Give her a big hand. It is true that Commissioner Curly and my dad were among the first ANC commissioners elected in Washington, D.C. in 1976. And so in 1976, I was 4 years old. So I think you can say you've known me all my life. That's a good thing. And I'm so privileged to be able to say that I'm your mayor and that we have spent 10 months together really making Washington, D.C. more inclusive, continuing prosperity, but also being very focused on the reason why I believe I was elected, to keep prosperity going, but to make sure we concentrate on all 8 wards of the District of Columbia and all Washingtonians in the District of Columbia. How's that sound? So it's been 10 months, and so let me tell you a little bit about how the year's gone, and then we can specifically talk about the people who built Washington, D.C. and help us keep it strong, the senior citizens in Washington, D.C., right? So I was sworn in on January the 2nd, and people frequently ask me, so tell me what it's been like. What was it like for you in the beginning? And I had the privilege of serving Ward 4 on the council of the District of Columbia for almost 8 years. So I didn't think anything would surprise me about DC government, except I was sworn in on, I was sworn in on the 2nd, it was a Friday. On Monday was the first work day, and guess what happened? It snowed. Snowed. Okay, so day one, it snows. And so if you know Bowser, you know she doesn't like to close the government, so we were open. So we had a trial by fire with snow. And then for 9 weeks, it kept snowing. Every week for 9 weeks, it snowed. A few days after that, we had a really significant and tough incident on January the 9th. Remember, I was sworn in on January the 2nd. And we had a horrible accident on Metro, smoke incident. Many people hurt, a woman died. And nobody would talk to the press, except who? Bowser. And so I went from being the Ward 4 council member on January the 1st, when not a lot of people follow you around with cameras, to being followed around for a whole week with cameras wanting to talk about the Metro. I learned an important lesson that week, and that was let people know that you represent everything that's going on when you know it. Investigate and be fully transparent, and then hold everybody accountable for making things right. And it doesn't happen overnight. Already 10 months later, we just got a new general manager. We have new and different people on the board, but we're getting on the right track. Then a few weeks after that, there was this Republican congressman from Utah who wanted to throw somebody in jail for holding up the people's law. Guess who he wanted to throw in jail? Bowser. So we got up in front of everybody and said, think what you want about our laws in the District of Columbia. We're adults here. We pay taxes here. We go to war here for our nation, and the people elect their legislature, and I'm going to stand up for the laws of the District of Columbia. So that was the first few weeks of being mayor of my hometown. And then we had to fix some things that we found when we got into office, including a $190 million budget gap, but including also investing in the things that are important to us, what the people told me. And thankfully, we have good people on the council like Vincent Orange, who is an at-large council member. Give him a round of applause. So Vincent was the Ward 5 council member, an at-large council member. He's run for mayor. He knows this city inside and out, and he has worked with me on those priorities that you sent me down to the Wilson building to work on. So all mayors get things done through their budgets, and we were able to put in front of the council a budget that invested $100 million in affordable housing, a budget that made sure we were putting a down payment on ending homelessness, a budget that was committed to making DC safer and stronger, and also investing in our schools, and we got that done. I will tell you one of the big things that has taken big city mayors across this nation by surprise this year, and we're no different in DC, is that we've had a spike in violence that none of us saw coming, none of us expected. I will tell you this, we have great police leadership, and we're focused on how to put an end to it. So I have a comprehensive package before the council now that will allow us to find illegal guns, and that includes searching for them. Now that's a little bit controversial. We'll see how the council handles it. But we know that one thing that is not helping our situation is the prevalence of illegal guns in the hands of people who have demonstrated their willingness to use them. So we're focused on that. I just left Ward 8 in what we call the Malcolm X Opportunity Center, where we have job training and recreation services in Congress Park in Ward 8. Another part of our Safer, Stronger initiative was how we would put grants in the hands of community-based organizations who know communities from the grassroots, like you know your community, who are willing to work with young people and people who need more productive opportunities. And we announced $780,000 in grants. And so that is also very important to the work that we're going to do moving forward. And we are always focused on how we can invest in making sure that people who have lived here for decades, many of you, how many people have lived here for a decade? Okay. What about 2 decades? What about 3 decades? What about 4 decades? 5 decades? 6 decades? 7 decades? 8 decades? Okay, you telling on yourselves, you're telling on yourselves. 8 decades? Okay. Well, I'm working on 8 decades myself. I'm trying to get there, and that's what it's all about. And I know I'll be able to get there if we continue to invest in the DC Office on Aging. And I want to, if you haven't read Laura Newlands yet, Laura, stand up so everybody can see you. Laura is our acting director of the Office on Aging. Now, don't let her pint size fool you. She's been working at the Office on Aging for the last several years, and as the general counsel, she worked with Dr. Thompson. She knows our agencies very well, and I wanted her to get out and meet everybody in the community to make sure that we're doing the right things with the Office on Aging. So you know also about the Age-Friendly Cities Initiative that we signed on to a couple of years ago, where we focus on every aspect of a senior's life. But I will tell you, one of the big issues that we will probably put our foot on the gas even more in the Bowser administration is around housing. And so you see Reverend Isaac here. Reverend Isaac leads our faith office. And how Reverend Isaac has focused on his office is also around housing. And we're working, he hosted a big event with faith-based organizations this weekend so that we can use government resources for faith-based communities that want to build affordable housing. So that's important. So we have a few tools. They need to be used better, and we need more people taking advantage of them. So let me talk to you a little bit about affordable housing. Many of our seniors in Washington are homeowners. So they have a lot of wealth in their homes. But they also, many of them, need a lot of work in their homes. And we actually have money available sitting somewhere in some account that's not being well used. So I asked the Department of Housing and Community Development to partner with Aging, to partner with faith-based communities, and re-engineer how we're putting that money out. So we will be having some announcement early in the new year about how that process is going to become easier. Right now, the program is called the Single Family Residential Rehab Program. And it takes about a year to actually get any single-family residential rehab money. And I think that is a crying shame, and we're going to fix that. We also have been very focused on senior renters and figuring out, and we don't have the solutions yet, but we're working on them. So how to make rent more affordable for seniors. And part of that is investing in the programs that Reverend Isaac and church faith-based communities are going to work on in building and preserving affordable housing units. I've dedicated $100 million with the council support, and we'll do it again next year for affordable housing projects all across Washington, D.C. So stay tuned for that. The other thing, very good. Other thing that's really important is all of the other things outside of your rent payments or your tax payments are the other things that you need to live, like utilities. So how can we make residential living a little bit cheaper for residential-wise, transportation-wise, and health? So the Office on Aging and all of the government, we're focused on how we can get those types of payments lower, which will also help you better afford to live in your home. And we're going to make sure at one of your future, Commissioner Williams, one of your future info sessions, that we bring the Taxi Cab Commission in, for example, to talk to you about lower cost transportation options, which are also very, very important to the work that we do. So that's our focus right now, is implementing our Age-Friendly Cities Initiative. You'll hear a bigger emphasis from us on housing and the other costs involved in living in Washington, D.C., which is increasingly more and more expensive. But I probably talked too long because I wanted to leave a lot of time to answer your questions. But before I do that, I wanted to introduce you to the ride-along mayor. So what's the ride-along mayor, you ask? So I realized after about 9 months that I'm so busy running around the city or being in meetings down at the Wilson Building that I don't get to spend any time with my directors. And we have some really interesting, fantastic people. So I have invited them to spend a day with me so that they can see a day in my life, and I get to pick their brain for 10 hours. So the ride-along mayor today is Laura Zeilinger, and she is the director of the Department of Human Services. So you'll hear about Laura in the newspaper a lot, probably more than she likes, but she's really responsible for spearheading our program to end homelessness in the District of Columbia. So that's Laura Zeilinger. So I'm happy to take any questions. Commissioner Curley, would it be okay with Councilmember Orange said a hello before we take questions? Councilmember?
Thank you so much, Madam Mayor. It's just an honor and a privilege to be here this morning. And what a beautiful day the Lord has made for the mayor to come out and continue on with her fresh start, right? And I truly believe we're headed in the right direction. You know, it's rare to have the executive branch and the legislative branch, the DC auditor, the DC inspector general, and the CFO pretty much on the same page moving forward, and we really are addressing the issues of the day. So I'm looking forward to a fantastic 2016 and continuing my great working relationship with Mayor Bowser. And, you know, I've been knowing the Bowser family for a very long, long time. And the mayor kind of cracks me up when she tells me about her dad. She had to remind her dad who was the daughter and who was Vincent Orange. But at the end of the day, it all works out extremely well, and I'm just honored to be here. And you know, when Curly calls, I always have to come forward. Curly used to work in my office back when I was a Ward 5 council member. And so she also keeps everyone grounded as well. So thank you all for giving me this opportunity just to come out and say hello. And may God bless you all, and happy, happy, happy holidays. And pray for me, and pray for the mayor, and pray for us together. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Councilmember. And you know, Councilmember and I were on the ballot at the same time. That's why he's saying it. I told my dad, look, Dad, me, not Orange. Okay, I'm happy to take some questions. Yes, ma'am. I'll repeat her question. Judy? Okay. Now, this was from 2013, so they're still doing something on the block? But what is it that you need help with? Okay. I will have to read this. Who's with me? Let's get Eva to help with that.
Because the parking is bad, as you know, and it doesn't have the
What's that? Okay. Okay. So the question is about parking in a Ward 4 street, and so I'm going to see what we can do, and we'll make sure we get you a follow-up. Okay. I can call you. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for coming this morning. My sister and I are Northeast, so first of all, congratulations on the new home. We'll miss you in Northeast Washington. But one of the things I'm seeing, I was born and raised here in Washington, D.C. I moved back to Washington in 2005, bought a home, and in my neighborhood across from the Hampshires, we're seeing this wonderful development that's taking place, and it's increasing property values. But one of the things that seniors are finding that while it's great to have your property value increase, it increases the property taxes. And I know a lot of people have talked about the only relief that I understand that's available is if you hit the age of 72 or something. What can be done, Mayor, to help, you know, in some relief in the way of property taxes?
Right. So we've looked at this very carefully, and we actually have in DC pretty robust tax relief for seniors. So in the neighborhood where it sounds like you live, where I've lived for 15 years, We have seen, I think, pretty fair tax assessments. It is true that there's more development coming in, so property values will increase. So let me tell you what's already on the books. So everybody who lives in their house gets a homestead exemption. Everybody gets that, including people who are not seniors. And then senior citizens, once you reach 65, you pay half. All right, so if your assessment comes in, and usually in Lamont Riggs area, they're about, depending on the value of your home, but the average home value over there is about between $300,000 and $350,000. People are paying between $1,200 and $1,500 a month. That's the assessment, and the half of that is what a senior citizen pays. Half of that. So if your assessment is $1,200, you pay $600. If your assessment is $1,500, you pay $750. Okay. So, and then on top of that, if the property values increase, it could never increase more than 10% in any given year. Okay. So if your taxes, are $1,500, you pay $750. You could never pay more than 10% of 150 in any given year. All right? So those are a number of the tax breaks that are in place. In addition to that, there is what you mentioned, the senior citizen property tax relief that many of us on the council, including Anita Bonds, who was the mover of the legislation, wanted seniors, I think, and I'm not going to remember all the ages, but after 75, not to pay taxes at all. Not to pay taxes at all. What happened to that is it got changed by the chairman of the council at the time, who is still the chairman of the council, but it is still robust relief. So what is on the books now, and actually I'll have the tax office, Commissioner Curley, the tax office would be good to come and talk to everybody about it, because I want to make sure I get it right, because it changed, and I don't want to give you any misinformation. But this is what I think it changed to, that instead of not paying taxes again, they would assess what the taxes are owed, and you wouldn't pay it as long as you lived in that house. But then it would come due upon transfer of that house. So the government would get the money at some point. You just wouldn't have to pay it as long as you lived there. So that, and I don't remember the age that it kicks in. I think 75. I think 75. So we have two things. The Taxing Commission needs to come out to an information session, and the tax office needs to come out to an information session. So let me say this too, because every time I give one of these talks and I talk about taxes, is somebody that is not getting the benefit that they should be getting. If you're 65, you need to apply for the senior tax credit. It's very simple. It's like 6 questions, but you do have to ask for it. So if you're not 65 yet, you turn 60, or if you're over 65 and you're not paying half of your tax bill, you need to call the Office of Tax and Revenue and say, I want my senior property tax credit. That entitles you. Your assessments are still going to be what they are, but you pay half of the tax bill. Anybody else? Yes, ma'am.
First of all, good morning.
Good morning.
We live in a senior citizen building, and our street is like a freeway.
Okay.
We have a lot of handicapped people. We have a lot of blind people. As far as handicapped, they're on walkers. They're in wheelchairs.
Which street?
4th Street Northwest by Howard University.
Okay.
Now, we need to get a stop sign.
You like 4th and W?
4th and W.
Okay.
We need to get a stop sign to where they can stop so the people can get across the street.
Isn't there a stop sign there?
No.
Okay.
We wrote a petition, and we had it signed.
Okay.
We sent it in. We also used to talk to the Ward number 1 counselor.
Okay.
We talked to parking. They
Okay.
promised us 2 years ago they would give it to us. We still have not gotten a sign that says stop so that the senior citizen and the handicapped can get across the street. As
Okay.
well as when we leave our parking space to come out, we can't even get out our parking space, out of parking lot. So we need something done to where, you know, that can be taken care of.
Okay, so Commissioner, you didn't tell me you had all 8 wards belong to this church. All 8 wards are here. I would have had the whole team out here. You see that? That's Ward 1. We got a Ward 1 park. So I travel that street kind of frequently. Now there are a lot of speed humps there already.
No, not where we at.
So you on W, not on 4th. So you're talking about on W. Okay, so let me look on what the situation is like on W. And we'll have, do you have a meeting at the building of the residents?
Yes, we do.
Okay, so why don't we set up somebody from DDOT to come and give you an update on what's happening on W Street? Okay, yes, ma'am. Okay, he's coming here.
I live in Ward 7,
Okay,
and my concern is about just that people that's on disability and things and stuff like that. Although everyone is not homeowners, we still have renters.
yes, ma'am.
And I'm concerned about how every year our rent goes up. Every year, and being as though that our disabilities, we don't get raises every year and stuff like that. What is it that can be done about us not having to pay so much every year with the increase of our rent?
Got it. So when I started out talking about housing, I said that we don't have the solution yet. But I recognize the problem. I hear it in all the meetings that we're going to about how how the government has a role. I know one thing that we're pushing hard on is to help seniors with the other costs, like transportation, like medical care, and utilities assistance. So that can help. But I recognize the periodic increases from year to year are eroding the income that you get every month. So we're still working on some solutions with all our housing community and the council to see what we can come up with.
Well, I'm saying because eventually I can't see anything happening to us seniors besides being misplaced or put out of your living
I got it.
facilities.
I got it.
Like I say.
Well, we're going to keep pushing on it to come up with some solutions. Okay, so let me take a few more questions. Yes, ma'am. And then I'll take, who's over here? I have 3 questions here and 3 questions here. Yes, ma'am.
Good morning. I live in Ward 8, off of Bowen Road, Southeast.
Okay.
And I live in a condo, which we've been there. It's been a condo since 2001. And if you've noticed that area around there, it's really built up. Does the city have money? Because we need some work done on the area where we live at. And we're having a problem getting grants or finding money to fix up our condo area. We've got a couple of offers for little or nothing compared to what the area is worth. Is there any place that we can seek to for grant monies to fix things?
For the association's property?
Right, right.
There isn't currently that I'm aware of, though I have a couple of issues that I've asked the Housing and Community Development Office to work on, because we run into this a couple of times. Condo associations, we have a real bad situation where one hasn't paid their electric bill, and they have for the common areas. And so some of them the associations may need to adjust in some ways to make sure that the basic maintenance is being handled. But some of the associations need to catch up. So we will continue to kind of think about it, because it's the government making a private payment, but that's also helping to preserve that housing. So we don't have a program in place yet, but that's something we can think about. And I know Councilmember Orange would be happy to help us think about it if it needs a legislative change, which it might.
Okay, that's fine. But the walk areas around our condo are all broken up.
Are they
and-
city?
I think they are.
Okay, well, I
Yeah.
can definitely help with that.
Okay.
And so you all may have also noticed that we have a big focus on the city property. and making it better. For years and years, I told you I was the Ward 4 council member, and when I came into office, they told me the backlog of alley requests would take the city 40 years to finish at that rate. 40, and then I realized after being a council member that they were serious. And we have invested in some of those things. So one thing that we did this year was Alley Palooza. Anybody heard of Alley Palooza? And so, yes, that's a good thing. What I told them is I want 8 alleys and 8 wards done in 8 weeks over the summer. And they did them. And they did them so well, and they finished early. I said I want 8 alleys and 8 wards completed by November 10th. And they did those. So this year we completed, just with Alley Palooza 1 and Alley Palooza 2, over 160 alleys all across the city. And we're going to plan to do that every single year. But you know about that, don't you, Alice? Yes, all right. Okay, so I have one here, and then I'm going to come to my 3 over here. Yes, ma'am.
Good morning. And you're prettier in person than on TV. My question is, where I live, we're mostly seniors. It used to be that my husband, who's deceased now, and the gentleman across the street who's in a nursing home now, and a gentleman further up, they would get out in the morning, excuse me, and clean up around the area. People throw, I'm on a corner house, and people just throw trash, bottles, and everything. We're a little older now, and it's a little harder for us to get out early in the morning and try to lean over and pick up all of that. I don't know where to address this, but if we could probably have, what is it,
The street cleaning.
cleaners.
What street are you on?
I'm 2 blocks from you. I'm 601 Peabody, Northeast.
Okay. So this is coming from Riggs Road.
Yes,
Mostly
I'm off
from
of
Riggs
Riggs
Road.
Road, yes.
Okay, so let's think about that. I can work with the community association on a more regular cleanup, or we can add DPW to come through more regularly. So let's think about how we can do that. But I do like to always remind people, DPW will never get to every block for litter, ever. So it is helpful, and we can get the picker-uppers so you don't have to bend down. But it's always helpful if everybody can do like just a few blocks in front of their door. And we're all responsible for the first 18 inches in front of our house and the 18 inches behind our house in the alley. And so I'm big on picker-uppers. You know what I mean when I say that?
Yes.
Those things. And so even everybody that's able, if we can do a little bit, we can be helpful. But I think the Civic Association would love to do a cleanup, I'm sure, and then we'll talk about DPW coming out.
Thank you.
Okay, yes, Commissioner, how are you? Yvonne, another neighbor?
Fine. Welcome.
Thank you.
Related to her question, leaves in the city. A constituent that lives on Shepherd Street, kind of Midtown, told me to tell you that they did a beautiful job getting up their leaves.
Good.
But they also suggested that more visits to vacuum up leaves are in order.
Okay.
They know about the second round, but that was what they asked me to.
Okay. And we had an unusual leaf season. The team did a great job. And the other thing about leaf season, not all jurisdictions do this. I think you all know. People are responsible for their own leaves, but for us, we want our city to look well and clean and give everybody the opportunity to get their leaves cleaned up. And our DPW also hires residents who need a second chance to do it. And so it has worked out to be a great program. So maybe we need to add some more.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Elizabeth Wright. I live in Fort Lincoln, and I travel Kenilworth Avenue,
Okay.
coming back into the city onto New York Avenue.
Okay.
When you are exiting back over around Tuxedo Road, coming back to New York Avenue,
Yep.
those lights are out.
Okay.
They're
On the ramp?
Yeah, on the ramp coming back into New York Avenue from
Okay.
Kenilworth.
Okay. I know it very well. I travel
Okay.
it a lot.
And I have a concern about that.
Okay.
Also a concern about the city. When these contractors does work on the street, putting in those metal
Steel
grate-
plates?
steel plates, and he much fixing some of the potholes. they do a shabby job.
Okay.
It's
I got you.
damaging to our vehicles.
Okay.
Okay,
All
that's my
right.
concern.
Thank you for sharing that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And they'll come to you. Yes, sir. And you're going to have the last one. I didn't forget about you.
Good morning, Madam Mayor.
Good morning.
My name is Michael McNair. I used to work at 1355 New York Avenue. I love working with the homeless, but I'm unemployed right now. But my question to you is, when I go back and do community service, it's 360 men, and their main concern is that they see all the building that they are doing around Ivy City, and they keep asking me, they think I have an inside. I don't. They want to know what is going to happen to the shelter at 1355 New York Avenue.
Right. Well, we're working on it. It is bigger than we like it to be. And I think you know our focus on creating shelters that are smaller and have better services. We also know we need a solution for the daytime in Ivy City. Now, my feeling is this: the shelter was there before all the development. The shelter is going to be there after the development, but I think it needs to be better operated and possibly smaller. And so, not an easy solution. Right now, we're focused on closing DC General, creating 280 units across the city, which won't be easy. And I think if you are familiar with that shelter at New York Avenue, that's going to be even harder. It's going to be even harder. But we are meeting about it. Laura, this is actually in her wheelhouse very frequently. There are a lot of people interested in being helpful. And my interest will be, how do we, what's best we will always have a need for emergency shelter. And our whole focus is having emergency shelter that's a safe place for people to land, but also be supported so they can get out of shelter. I don't want to give anybody the impression that shelter is ever going to be a nice place to live, because it's not. And our focus is where can you land that's clean and safe so that you can get out of there. You know, I don't want to see anybody in shelter, to be honest with you, more than 60 or 90 days. So if we have people staying there more than that, it's never going to be nice for them, all right? So we have to get to a system where people are landing and moving on, and that's not where we are right now. I can't say that we have a plan for it right now. So I don't see how, let me just put it just kind of looking at it, how we can move that amount of people just out of, it maybe not that building, but certainly in the vicinity. I can't see that right now, but I don't have a final plan. So I can't tell you yay or nay that it's going to be there forever. I can't tell you that, but we're working on that question. Yeah, yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Bruce Fry, and I'm here today because I'm homeless. My house was swindled out of me where I lived in Ward 5 for 40 years with my mother.
Okay.
And my mother's passed. Since July, I've been trying to get into senior citizen housing. I'm in a wheelchair, I can't walk.
Okay.
No one has been able to get me in. They keep throwing me around. I was with Seabury for Ward 5, social workers and everybody. Right now, as we speak, I'm still homeless, running around trying to do the best that I can in this wheelchair, and there's nobody to help me.
Okay.
I can't live in the shelter because I need assistance. They gave me a homemaker for 3 hours a day to come in to assist me, but I can't take the homemaker to a shelter. They won't give me, they keep saying that I'm on the waiting list for housing, but it's been almost 9 months now, and I still have not gotten no housing, and I'm still living in the street.
Okay,
And nobody, I've done everything from Bridge for the city, everywhere I could go. I'm on disability, and I still can't get no housing.
All right, let me see what I can do to help, okay?
Thank
We're going to
you
have
so
somebody
much.
talk to you today.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm doing my best. Okay, this young lady was next.
Good morning, Mayor.
Good morning.
My name is Louise Price, and I live in Ward 8. 2500 block of High Street. There's large trees in the back. I have called to ask them if they would cut some of this down, and they said it's on personal property. But it, just like you said, even if it's 6 feet, the trees are further back than 6 feet from the property. I wish you could have someone to come out and check it, because if they fall, they're going to destroy 2 or 3 houses.
Okay.
That's
Are
just
they
how-
dead? Are they dead trees?
They've been there since 1936.
So they're good old trees.
They're, I don't know about how good they
Okay.
are, because the one next door to me fell. See?
Okay.
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 So I had to repair the windows on that.
Okay. We're going to look at that
I
address.
understand.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right. Now, I said this lady had the last word, but this gentleman seems really energetic. So you have the last word.
I'm sorry you noticed that. Good morning, Madam Mayor. I had the pleasure of being in your presence at the home of Miss Veronica Lee when you were running for mayor.
Mm-hmm.
And on her behalf, she asked me to see if you could do anything about a very, very bad situation with the sidewalk in front of her home. It's puckered way up. It's a danger to people walking. And then on top of that, when they cut the tree down, the ground sank down. So when you get out of your car,
I got it. We'll
you
get the
got
address.
it?
Yep. We'll
All
get the
right.
address. And
Thank you very much.
We'll get it in the queue. Okay, Deacon. Thank you.
The last word, thank you, Mayor. The last words, is that okay?
You got it.
Okay. I live at 6409 Kansas Avenue, and we have a problem with cars to go.
Say again. I'm sorry, Deacon. Cars to go.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
I got
Yes,
it.
ma'am. My wife and I have been living at that address since May 1969. And we understand the rules and the regulation regarding the property right in front of your home. But we do take it as our parking spaces. We understand the rule that anyone can park in front of your home in the District of Columbia. But what concerns us most, because we're in the last block of Kansas Avenue before you go into Maryland, the cars to go can't go into Maryland, to my best understanding. So they find in front of our house to park all of their vehicles
How
sometimes.
many are they parking?
We've had a maximum of 5.
Okay, so anytime you have that, I want you to get in touch with Khalil, who works for me in Ward 4, and we'll make sure they move. And I'm going to have somebody talk to them now about we've had this problem before on last blocks, and I tell them, we direct them that they can't do it, and they do it. If that continues to be a problem, then we'll have to work on a more permanent solution. But we can help with that.
All right. So we finish on this side of the street. Let me go across the street. 6420 Kansas Avenue. One of our neighbors who is only 88 years old, and she has a problem with mobility. And she diligently ensured that the leaves are placed in the proper location at the curb. The first round to pick up leaves, they missed her. She called 311 and reminded them that she had been missed. That was the latter part of November, and they told her that they missed her, but they'll get her on the second round. And that's supposed to be, I believe, the 14th or the 19th of December, one of the two. The problem being that when her lawn person placed the leaves out there, now they've been there so long, it's killing her grass.
But they're going to come out. They're going to come back out.
Okay.
They're going to come back out.
Okay. I got it. Okay. Okay, so basically, we will stop at those two. After you, I'll just give the remarks, but let me do it now because I know you have to leave. On behalf of Pastor Durant, he wanted to express personally to you started fresh.
No, go ahead. He heard you.
Pastor Durant want to personally thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be a part of this chatting with the mayor.
My pleasure.
It's a one in a lifetime for many of
You
us.
tell the pastor thanks for having me. Thank you.
But he had to attend to his mom's special needs today. That's the reason he couldn't be here. But he also wanted me to emphasize, we've been making requests of you, and you have noted those things here today. And because of your past performance, we, the 10th Street Baptist Church members, know that you're going to continue the same thing. What am I saying? What I'm saying is, we've been blessed to have the parking lot that adjoins on the show grounds. And we have had it started with former Mayor Williams, then we had former Mayor Gray. And this year, the request came in that we were going to have to pay, don't get excited, we were going to have to pay $11,000 a year to maintain that. So guess what we did? The church started praying. And the church started praying, and inasmuch that we know that prayer changes things, and he works through people, and this time he worked through you, and we got a second letter saying that property we'll be able to park on for another year, and we will not have to pay a penny. So we thank you for that. We thank you for that. This is a great city, and we know it's a great city because of the leadership. So we enjoy being here. I have another concern which I pass on to Reverend Isaac regarding the tax situation. So he's going to work on that. Okay. But thanks for coming. Thank you, Deacon. God bless you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, 10th Street. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. You tell them about it.
The mayor really has to go, excuse me, but I really want the seniors to listen and get this. If you're a senior, and you have snow, if you call 311, put your name on the list with your address. The mayor has it set up so that someone will come and shovel your snow. And I think that's important. And she and I were talking about it, excuse me, but she did not have time to tell you. So I'm telling you, and if you didn't get it, call me. But if you're a senior, live in the district, and it snows, you cannot get out and shovel the snow, I'm on the list. Call 311, and they will take care of that for you.